Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Nitty Showcase. I'm
Woo!
your host this episode. Yes, I'm your host this episode, Eddie V. Joining me, as always, is my boss man, Mr. Corey Derrick.
Woohoo! Games.
Yes, yes. Thank you guys for tuning, checking us out, checking out our debut Shovel Knight and some other nitty games that we cannot wait to show you guys. But on today's episode, we are playing Blaster Master Zero. This game is from Sunsoft and Entire Creates. They came together to make this game, and it's kind of taking the old Blaster Master game that was on the NES and bringing it to a new generation. Now, this I believe maybe kind of like the fourth, fifth Blaster Master game that's ever came out. You can let me know in the comment section. For which you guys should subscribe and at Nerds Gone Rogue Radio on YouTube, or you can check us out on ngrradio.com. But Blaster Master Zero is kind of like a new kind of spin on the Blaster Master series, and pretty much you play a character who is in a car doing 2D platforming with the car, but then when you jump out, you go into this top-down maze dungeon, like almost like the original Zelda games. Uh, so
Controller vibrated.
that is kind of what Blaster Master is. But we're gonna start with Blaster Master Zero from do a new game start. This game is available on the Nintendo Switch, so you guys, if you're interested, you can check it out. So I'm actually gonna go with Corey and do a new data with this.
These spikes are hurting me. Let me out. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, that was terrible. Wow, I did not realize those spikes were gonna hurt me all that much. Not gonna lie to you.
Yes.
Oh jeez,
So-
this really is like the NES version. You can only shoot 3 bullets at a time.
Yep.
Ooh, gross.
And it does have a Metroidvania kind of feel
Missiles.
to it.
Sorry, I've never really played Blaster Master before. This is my first time. Oh no, spikes. Oh, I'm dead. That was great. All right. As you guys know from our multiple Let's Plays, I am terrible at video games.
He's good at video games.
So what is like the weird history behind this game? Because I know there's like a weird kind of, I don't know, history around this game. Or the series, I should say. Not this game, just the series in general.
It's kind of a game that during the time back in the 90s, 80s, that it had a mix of adventure and kind of not exploration, adventure and shooting. So, gotta try to go back in here. Okay.
Ooh.
And so, with the adventure and with the shooting, they kind of mix two different genres at a time. At a time where like Contra was popular, and you kind of had like Rad Racer and stuff like that. So,
Rad Racer was awesome. I had Rad Racer. No, Rad Racer was not awesome, guys. Don't that. That was the. It was this weird kind of racing game that was kind of like Outrun, but not as good.
yeah,
And it was just like I don't know. It was just this weird kind of. Come on, froze. No, okay, sorry. It was just kind of like this weird racing game that was like, okay, maybe I can. All right, wait, I can go down this, right? Yeah, okay. It was this weird racing game that was developed by Rare, But right, it was developed by Rare, but published by Square Enix or something weird like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, that was a life thing. Why did I die? And I don't understand this game. Oh, just green is gas for the car. Got it.
Yes.
I'm glad they communicated that to me.
Yeah. The
Whoa,
game
my
kinda,
sprite is super big.
they kind of don't explain that. So,
I noticed.
uh,
Thanks, Ed.
well, I had a hard time trying to find out because in this game, when you're doing the top down stuff, you can't jump.
That's
So,
strange.
but like when you go to 2D, you could jump. So it's very kind of like odd.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Please say I killed him. Yeah, I did. Haha. Map 1 of the forest area. Alright. Wait. I'm still confused. So why is green giving me life now? Whatever. You know what? I really don't care. Let's suck it. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Blaster Master Zero.
Yeah, I think this game. I think it. I know there's one for Wii. It was a WiiWare title. It's this one. I think there's two for NES. And I think there's one that came out for Sega Genesis, if I'm correct. There was never one for the Super Nintendo. There we go.
Saved. I mean, I like the concept of this game. It's super weird and quirky and like. You're right. It does have like this weird little Metroid style thing to it, where like, hey, you can. Oh no, I didn't want to go in there. I want to go back in. Where like you kind of explore these areas and then you go into these little doors and it opens up a new area where you are. Obviously, you can see where like I was this little weird sprite and now I'm this giant sprite attacking these little green alien things.
All right. Um. So a little bit about Sunsoft. They were a big company back in the 80s, and um, they kind of made like quirky, like Japanese game style games, but um, they weren't bad games. They actually made one of the best Batman games besides Konami and Rocksteady. So the during the time video game movie movies, that were made into video games were terrible. And there was a company called LGN who like really made a lot of bad games. Back to the Future, Friday the 13th, and some other ones. But this Batman game that was on the NES that came from Sunsoft was a 2D kind of beat 'em up. And it kind of almost played a little bit like Blaster Master, but with better production. I do recommend you guys go checking out a video of it and really check out this soundtrack. Because at the time, before there was like CGI cutscenes and stuff, the NES games started getting cutscenes in them. And Ninja Gaiden, once again, I referenced that game, was kind of there we go, was kind of a big part of that. So, but yeah, Sunsoft made a lot of games back in the 80s. So to see them still somewhat thriving, and the only reason why I say somewhat thriving because they didn't really make a lot of games after the 90s, like
Yeah, I
after
was
the
gonna say because like
16-bit.
I don't remember Sunsoft making any games after like Super Nintendo, or maybe some like I don't know, maybe they had some weird N64 stuff that I just wasn't paying attention to because I was
Yeah, same
too
here.
busy playing Turok.
Uh,
I saw that
the,
game on the Xbox store the other day. By the way,
uh-huh.
thought about maybe we should do if we ever did like weird retro games that got weird remasters that aren't really remasters. Maybe that would be one of them.
Re-disasters.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Turok was so good though. The fog, man. The fog.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, this water section reminds me of like the the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game.
uh, yeah. I actually was so happy that I got through that part.
I wish.
I literally took my time during that part trying to beat it.
Man. Oh, another door. Let's go in. Let's see. Let's find out what's in here.
So, I mean, I was shocked to see it on that it came to Switch. Then it got like good reviews and stuff. So I was just like, okay, cool, I'll get it. I'm like, I'll do this. I'll check it out.
You know what needs to come to Switch? Turok. I'm just kidding. Turok. The thing is like I think Turok could be a cool like. It could be a cool twist on first-person shooters right now.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, I really liked the reboot that they did in like I don't know what, like 2008 or whatever.
Hmm.
But that's just because it reminded me of Gears of War and Halo fight dinosaurs. But I was into those games,
But
so
was that Turok still first person?
yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Like I think that's a game that should be third person. I think like over the shoulder.
yeah, I feel like they could use a Tomb Raider style reboot. I feel like that game would benefit from like a I don't know, maybe not necessarily like Gears of War style, but like
Hmm.
I don't know. But I know what you're saying. I feel like it could use like maybe like a Horizon style over the shoulder style action.
Right.
Because people
Because they
look at the sales of Horizon. People obviously want to fight dinosaurs. Oh no.
Yeah, that is true. Which is another discussion I might have to have with the NGP Nurse Gone Platinum guys.
What?
Is that um when did people start getting invested in Sony's property, Sony games? Like, cause something like Horizon, I mean, it's open world, but stuff like Horizon, definitely from like, how did people not really get into Killzone, but then was able to get to Horizon? Cause a lot of people
Because
are,
Horizon's a better game.
but I'm like, this is coming from Guerrilla Games, and Guerrilla Games, they have a fan base, but they don't have that big of a fan base when it comes to talking about Sony games. And God of War has a big fan base because of the first game being successful, and people were just loving the violent nature of it. Because sometimes it not worries me, but I'm puzzled by it. Just like, you're not a fan of this company or this style of game, but you making it popular, and you're giving it you know not good press or anything, but it's like you're now becoming a fan of it, which I'm fine with that. But it's just like, you got nothing from Killzone, or future games of Killzone, I should say. And now that this company that you really don't, um, really you really don't talk about, you're now just starting to talk about. And we
Well, I mean,
and
I was the same way. I didn't care anything about Killzone, but Horizon's one of literally like Horizon is in my top 10 favorite games of all time. And I've never I played a little bit of Shadowfall when it came to PS4, and I played Killzone 2 on PS3. Like, and I didn't even finish it. And I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. I'd rather play Halo or Resistance, you know, because in all honesty, I thought Resistance was a more, if not a better game, like a more interesting game. You know, in terms of like what they were trying to do and stuff with the story and whatever. But like, you know what I
is it
mean?
bad?
I just,
Yeah.
I just, oh boy, this is bad.
I
I just
actually beat I actually beat Killzone in like 2 days.
I'm just.
Like,
It's just like I don't. I think a lot of people. I bet like 80% of the people that bought Horizon didn't know that they made Killzone before, unless they like looked it up. You know?
mhm.
Why is this not? This boss fight's hard, especially when I'm talking about Killzone. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people care more about Horizon now than they ever did about Killzone because of the
Yeah.
quality of the game. And you know, it's a different time where like you know, I mean this could, we should probably do a pod and play for Killzone Shadowfall and talk about this more. But like I feel like a lot, PlayStation is in a different place right now in terms of what they're trying to accomplish with games.
Mhm.
And you know, Horizon kind of is at the forefront of that, and now God of War, although like, to be honest with you, like I like God of War a lot. I like what I've been playing, but like for me, it doesn't really move the needle on anything. It's like it's a fun game. It's fun to play. It's fun to like use the moves and stuff. But so far, now I'm only at like, you know, you said I'm approximately at the halfway point in the story. But so far, it hasn't really done anything compelling enough for me to be like, okay, this is one of the best games ever made. Right? It's a fun game, you know, and like
Yeah.
the story is cool enough. And I thought like, you know, spoilers, but you know, it's gonna be what, almost July by the time this comes out, and God of War came out in
Yeah.
April. So like, there's this fight where you fight a dragon, and like that was a cool boss fight, but it wasn't really as memorable as like the Colossus of Rhodes, which is the first kind of big battle in God of War 2, or the when you you know, fight Hades or something from the original stuff. And like the stuff with the kid and like trying to make Kratos compelling and stuff. Like for me, I feel like Kratos is still kind of one note, but it's the characters around him that make the story better. Man, I died again. And but like, you know, I still see like what they're trying to do with the game, and I appreciate them trying a different approach with the series.
Yeah.
But in terms of like, but moving God of War into a different genre is different than like kills different is a different thing than, you know, moving from Killzone to Horizon, for me at least.
Mhm.
You know, I think, I don't know, I think for me Horizon is a better game, and I don't know, and for me, like, I'm not a huge Sony fanboy like the Nerds Gone Platinum guys, which is why, you know, they're doing that show and we're not. You know, I mean, like, there's a difference, and it's not to say I don't appreciate Sony's games. I liked Infamous a lot. I like The Order for what it was. I actually think The Order in terms of story is like the best Sony story that they have right now.
I highly doubt disagree with that. But continue.
This is for me. You can think whatever you want. I'm just I don't. Oh my gosh, this game, it's angering me. I'm trying not to be angry, but you know, I just feel like Horizon is a different beast, and I think people don't associate Killzone with Horizon
Mhm.
because of the developer. I think they think Horizon and Killzone are two separate things, which they are. And the people that know they're done by a separate studio are more of the, you know, hardcore PlayStation faithful, or people who are just really knowledgeable on the industry in general, like we are. So,
Yes.
or, you know, we attempt to be. Not that we're super into it, but like, you know, passionate gamers know. So
Yeah, and I think that's probably why I would like to ask them, like, kind of have that discussion with them. Um, so, but I know we're probably past the 20-minute mark right now.
yeah, I
Currently.
was trying to finish this boss, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Okay.
So, look, you can check out a future pod and play if you want to hear that discussion, because I feel like we're gonna have that discussion at some point. Maybe we'll have it during the God of War episode, which is our first episode of the season. But you know, for me, like, God of War is a great experience that PlayStation gamers get to have. I don't think it's their best. I don't think it's Sony's best exclusive. I would put Horizon and maybe Bloodborne above it, and you know, maybe a couple other ones that I just can't think of right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on that subject when we're playing Blaster Master, but you know, whatever.
Uh, so, but thank you everybody for checking out Blaster Master Zero. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully it looks entertaining. It's going to be a little bit challenging, but stick with it. You'll get good value, and the longer you replay it, the more you'll be able to memorize patterns and be able to duck and dodge. And like once you complete it, you have that "yes, I did it" moment. So thank you guys. You can check out more at ngrradio.com, or you can check out Nurse Gone Rogue Radio here on YouTube. Guys, subscribe. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Get that little bell so you can know.
Subscribe. Get us to 500. It's our next goal. We get cool stuff if we hit 500, which means
Yes.
we can provide more cool stuff for you. So
Yes.
subscribe.
And also, leave a comment. We want to know what you guys think about this game. If you bought it, if you introduced somebody else to it, we would like to know. So just give us a good comment. Be a little bit professional. If you're going to be critical, make it fun. A little bit sarcastic.
Don't be a troll.
Yes. So with that, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Nindy Showcase. Bye.
See ya.